Hi, Lindsay. How are you?
Hi, Michelle. I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm good, thanks. So, on a recent Instagram video, I asked listeners if they thought that the year was flying by or dragging on.
Mm.
Yeah, because we're already well over halfway through the year. What do you think? Do you think this year is going by really fast or not that fast?
I think it's going fast like every year. Every year goes
Yeah,
faster and faster.
true.
Honestly, it's going fast for me. Yeah. What
Yeah,
about you, Michelle?
yeah, it's really fast. What's interesting is I think the previous 6 months, like I guess the second half of 2024,
Uh
I
huh.
think that went by normally I think goes by fast, but I think that went by a little on the slow side for me. I
Did
think
it?
there was just a lot going on and
Yeah. Yeah.
it just there was yeah. But I think now it's just gone by so fast. So it's crazy to me.
Oh
But
my gosh.
that's one of those things that we talk about a lot. I know at the end of like whenever we have our all ears English meetings, we usually say, "Oh my gosh, can you already believe
I
it's,
know. I know.
right?"
It's insane, and it's a great connection skill because I do think it must be true that as you become older, you feel that time passes
Yeah,
faster.
cuz
I remember thinking as a kid that a week was like a year.
same. Yep.
You
Yep.
know, a
Yep.
summer was like a lifetime, and
Yeah.
now a week is a flash. It's just a
I
flash. It's
know.
incredible.
It is yeah, it is crazy. Yeah, same. Because it's about how large it is in proportion to your life. So
Right.
because it's always changing, right? So it's
Yeah.
kind of sad, but that's okay. um but yeah, so we've kind of talked about this idea before, sharing that things are going by quickly.
Mhm.
But this was a while ago, and we wanted to take a fresh angle. We have more experience, more expression, so that's what we're going to talk about today because this is a huge connection topic. Some of
Huge.
these, yeah, oh, definitely. Some of these are deeper, and then some of them are a little bit more practical. So this
Mhm.
is just going to be really helpful.
Yes, I love it. Let's start with the first one, Michelle. It's in no time. In no
Mhm.
time. And the intonation matters here too,
Yeah.
doesn't it, Michelle? How would we use intonation here?
In no time, right? In no
Mhm.
time. Like that, you
Yeah.
got to give a little punch to the no, right?
Yeah. And is this usually talking about something that's coming up in the future, saying that something will
Mhm.
happen quickly in the future, or is it talking about the past that something went
Oh, good
by
question.
quickly? Yeah.
To me, this is more in the future, right?
Yeah, I
Don't
agree.
you think?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Totally agree. Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe somebody is waiting for something, right? And you want to encourage them. So, for example, I'm sure you'll hear back from the hiring manager in no time.
Mhm, exactly, or we'll just finish this last page and we'll be out of here in no time. Yeah, it really is about
Mhm.
something coming up that you wanna do or that's gonna happen, and you're saying it's gonna happen quickly, okay?
Right. Very good point there. It definitely is, to me, screams future instead of past.
Future, really interesting. And before we go any
Mhm.
further, Michelle, where should our listeners make sure they are listening to the show if they want the best
Oh my
possible
gosh.
premium experience?
Well, I absolutely love our app. We have so much on there. You can get your personalized vocabulary list. You can get quizzes. There's so much going on there, and we have it for iOS. We have it for Android. So if you are interested, go to allearsenglish.com/app app.
Yes, I love it, guys. Go over there again, allearsenglish.com/app. No matter whether you're on Android or iOS, there's a app for you over there to go deeper with the show. All right,
Yes.
Michelle, the next one in the blink of an eye. That's a
Yes.
good one, right?
Yeah, we've gone over this a little bit, but it is really useful and important. So we wanted to take the time to cover it.
Yeah.
It's just very common. There's a lot of imagery associated with it, of course.
Yeah.
So here you could say Susie turned 4 in the blink of an eye. It's going by too fast. So
Yes.
do you think
Mhm.
this one is more past, future, or would you say kind of
That's
both, maybe?
more past, isn't it? That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we're discovering this in real time together,
Yeah,
Michelle.
I wasn't even thinking about that, but yeah, I you can say, "Oh, this is gonna go by in the blink of an eye," but
Yeah, you can. That's true. It will go
you
by in the
can.
blink of
But it
mhm.
does kinda lean a little bit more towards the past, I
Yeah.
think.
And often it's used to talk about kids growing up, things like
Mhm.
people and things developing quickly. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm. Yeah.
All right, what's the next one?
Before you know it, right? Before you
Before
know
you
it,
know
it'll
it.
be winter again. And this one is moving into the future,
For the
thinking about the future.
future.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. Or the traffic is terrible, but you'll be out of it before you know it. So
Yeah.
maybe, do you ever get it where you see, oh my gosh, everything is kind of standstill and you think it's going to
Parking
take
lot.
forever, right? It's a parking lot. And then somehow it just clears up and you're like,
Yeah.
thank
Yeah,
goodness.
for sure. It's a weird thing, and we don't know why the traffic starts, right? There's no rain. It just all of a sudden it's tight traffic
Yeah.
and then it just clears. And we don't
Yeah.
really know why. But this kind of has a positive feeling to it before you know it,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Before, true. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just more like, oh, something will be over. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah. A little bit of a positive feeling, but definitely a more future as well.
exactly. So, Michelle, the other one that made me think that thought of when we looked at today's phrases is "and just like that."
And just like
Like
that, that's the Sex and the City, right?
Yeah, I think I'm not a fan of this phrase. I think it's just a big cliche.
Yeah.
But people do use it, especially talking about their kids growing up. And just like that, she's
Just
5 or
like
something
that.
like that, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. And just like that, I'll definitely add that to our list. I was thinking of that one as well. And
Yep.
just like that.
Meaning
Um,
that's it. You snapped your fingers and this kid grew up or this happened or the person graduated from high school,
yeah.
right? These are used to refer to milestones, development,
Yeah.
uh people growing up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Let's do a fun one. And this one
Okay.
is really fun.
Yeah.
Faster than you can say blank.
Yes.
So
Yeah, yeah,
this
yeah.
you can put anything in the blank.
Yeah.
So I mean, for example, you can say, I'll be done using your pen faster than you can say math test.
You
Right?
know? And what do you put in the blank, Michelle? Right?
Yeah.
How do you know what to
So
put in there? That's what our
so
listeners are gonna ask, I know.
yeah, I would say it's mostly something related,
Okay.
right, to what you were talking about, but
Okay.
it could be something random too, a funny word, a tongue
Interesting.
twister, something like
Ah,
that, right? But I mean,
okay.
could you read the next
Yeah.
example?
She can make 3 sales faster than you can say new cell phone.
Okay. So, yeah, maybe she's selling cell phones.
Yeah.
And so you're kind of using something related to what's happening.
Yeah. Or you can have a go-to thing. Like for me, whenever I want a placeholder, I just say Mickey Mouse. Like it, if like it's
Where did that come
when
from?
something is irrelevant, I will have to come up with an episode to illustrate how
So
I do this
funny.
sometimes.
That's
But
so
it's like
funny.
call it whatever you want, call it Mickey Mouse. You know why I came up with that? My French teacher used to say that. I think she was railing against talking about grammatical terms like present perfect, past perfect. She said call it what you want, call it Mickey Mouse, but say it correctly. Right.
That's so funny.
and,
I
and so
love that. So you'll just say it
So
for if
faster than you can say Mickey Mouse. So you can have a little placeholder there that you want to throw in if you want to create your own language trademarks.
right,
Okay.
right.
That's
It's
what I'm
kind of,
saying.
it could be related if you're, but or yeah, it could be a Mickey Mouse.
These are just fun personality quirks that we can develop over time that maybe we're the only ones that think it's funny
Right.
ultimately when you drop it, but it is fun.
Oh,
You can entertain yourself in your
yeah, it's
in a second
true.
language too, right?
It's
Yeah.
true. It's so funny. Or the last one we have is in a flash. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in a flash. Oh wait, faster than you can say Mickey Mouse. Would you say?
Yes.
I would say future, past,
Yeah, I think
say
let's see.
future.
Future. This is thinking ahead, especially like with your kids if kids are being a little bit impatient, right? Maybe you have to stand in a line for an amusement park Ferris wheel or something
Uh
and you can say,
huh.
"Oh, we'll get through this faster than you can say Mickey Mouse. You just wait and see." Right?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
My kids are never impatient,
Oh
Lindsay.
no,
Just
model
kidding.
children, I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Um, in a flash.
Yeah.
So this is also I would say this is also more so for the future, right?
Yeah. In a
Right.
flash.
So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Mhm.
call my mom and then I'll be done with you in a flash.
Yes.
So Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could technically say, it happened in a flash, but I do agree. A lot of these are stretching towards thinking about how long something will take in the future,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly,
Mhm.
exactly.
Yes.
So, I mean, Lindsay, do you think speed is valued in our culture, and are we kinda
Oh.
always rushing? Do these expressions say something about us?
1000%, Michelle. 1000. I'm glad you asked that question. We are such a fast-paced culture and
Yeah.
we value speed, especially within services, kinds of services, delivery,
Mhm.
quick. We actually want instant gratification.
Yeah.
Right? We want
Yeah.
that thing right away. And so these are really common and really important, I think, in global culture. But I do think American culture has even more of a bias towards things should move fast. We shouldn't
Yeah.
have to wait. Right?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what's cool? You were talking about instant gratification. Just the other day, I was talking with a friend because I think my son is starting to learn delayed gratification, and I
Oh,
feel
that's
like that's
good.
it's kind
Big
of a
deal.
milestone because now he'll say, "Oh, he wants to save this," or he'll do something later, and instead of
That's good.
whereas
The
my
marshmallow test.
3-year-old will be no, now and I'm
Yeah.
starting to realize this shift, and it's kind of cool. So
That's great. I mean, so he's at the point where he would pass the marshmallow test, the famous marshmallow
yes,
test.
yes, 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 yes.
Just in case our listeners don't know, that was a study that was done by some famous psychologist, I don't know who, where they put kids probably, I don't know, your son's age, A7, A6,
Yeah,
I don't
he's
know,
6,
in
yeah,
front of marshmallows. And they said, if
yeah.
you eat this marshmallow, if you can wait 30 minutes and not eat this marshmallow, I'll give you 2 marshmallows. Right. And so they
Yeah.
studied what the kids did and then they followed them to look at their life success 30 years later. And they made some observations about, does delayed gratification actually help you be more successful as a child? Will you be more successful later in life?
Yeah,
Super
yeah.
interesting, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. I think he could pass it now, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'll try it with him later.
Yeah. Yeah, you should run your own experiment, see what
Yeah,
happens.
I
Yeah.
should, yeah. All right, let's do a role play.
All right.
We're friends talking about upcoming plans, all right?
All right. Here we go.
Here we go. All right, so are you hosting New Year's this year, Lindsay?
Michelle, it's July.
Yeah, but it'll be here before you know it. Faster than you can say 2026.
Yeah, less than 6 months can go by in the blink of an eye, but I have no idea if I'm hosting yet.
Okay, okay. Can we talk about next week? Is that too far off?
Ha ha ha. No, it'll be next week in no time.
Yep, in a flash.
That'd be funny if you were asking someone that at this stage of
About
the
New
year.
Year's.
Yeah, it's so
Well,
early. Or do you
y-
actually ask
no,
people
I
about
wouldn't
that?
ask, but it is funny because I have a friend and they're always the people hosting New Year's, right?
Okay.
Do you
Yeah.
have anybody like that where they're known for this
Kind of.
holiday or
Yeah,
they're
yeah, yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I wouldn't ask them yet, but maybe in like
Yeah.
3 months, if I was considering, I just want to make sure that that's what our plans are because maybe we're considering going away, or you know what I mean?
Right, that makes sense. Once you get into the same season at least, or,
Yeah, but not
quarter of the
July
year.
for New Year's. Yeah.
Yeah, July now, right, for sure. And so we're talking about how, yeah, it's gonna go fast the rest of the year. So you said, "Yeah, but it'll be here before you know it," right? I said, "Don't ask me about New Year's, it's just July." And you said, "It'll be here before you know it, faster than you
Yeah.
can say." And here's where we can be a little creative and we can fill in the blank. Mickey Mouse 2026, whatever you whatever
You're
you
gonna get everybody going around saying Mickey Mouse.
I know. It's weird. Michelle, what's next? What
All
else did
right.
we
And
do?
then you said, yes, yeah, less than 6 months can go by in the blink of an eye, but I have no idea if I'm hosting yet.
Exactly, exactly. And then you said, "Okay, okay, can we talk about it next week, or is that too far off?"
Yeah,
And
or
I said,
I'm trying to ask you questions about next week. Like
right.
maybe I'm
Oh,
going to
okay.
ask you about dinner. So can we talk about next week? So I'm changing the subject. And I
Oh, I
said,
see, I
or
see.
is that too far off?
And then I said, "No, it will be next week in no time." So I'm willing to talk about next week, just not Christmas time and or New Year's time. Yeah.
Yep. And I just agreed and I said, yep, in a flash.
Oh, such a connection skill, Michelle, because we all experience, as we get older as adults, we experience that time going faster and faster. This is a global thing. This is not
Yeah.
cultural, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Guys, speaking, well, we're talking about going fast, but here, guys, check out this episode 2445 was Why Slow Down in English, Part
Mhm.
1, Pause for Punctuation.
Ooh, I love that. That was a series of episodes that we did to answer one of our students' questions about what happens if you're speaking too fast. How do you stop yourself from speaking
Mm,
too fast? Super
really
interesting
important.
series. Yeah. And Michelle, any final thoughts on the takeaway? I mean, again, it's a connection skill, and we do want to
Yeah.
be able to comment on how fast time moves, right?
Yes, exactly. And again, it could be for more of an existential conversation
Right.
about time going by, or sometimes it's fast. Oh, this will be done before you can say Mickey Mouse.
Right, right. Sometimes it's about logistics of
Right.
planning things, or sometimes it really is about, wow, my life is moving so fast. I'm already whatever age we are, and we're
Yeah.
actually having a moment of reflection, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Well, this has been fun. I'm so glad that we talked about this today. And thanks, guys, for joining us here on this Saturday.
All right, Michelle, talk to you soon.
All
Have a
right.
good
Bye.
Saturday.
You
Bye.
too. Bye.